Your energy screams.
Screams leprechaun.
I was touched by it. When it comes to Janets and body parts, dealer's choice. This is a funeral, motherfucker.
We're all gonna get wine drunk and have some sort of well-orchestrated, oily orgy.
That was also the first kid that brought porn to school that I ever saw.
Ah, so a hero. So you gave a wedgie to a fucking American hero.
Jumpin' Jack Willikers. Have you recently been the victim of somebody sliding down a water slide and you got your asshole torn right open because somebody was breaking bottles in your driveway when you were trying to set up a slip and slide? Make sure you call Dapper Lawyer Firm, now headlining with Dapper Dogs.
Headlining?
Yeah.
That's how law offices work?
Yeah, we promote ourselves like a band.
Huh, interesting. Episode 78, folks. Thanks for joining us. That's it. I hope you enjoyed that
Yeah,
small
everybody
segment.
take care. That was fun.
Be safe.
Real short episodes these days.
Yeah. We're going for a new thing, 2019.
We were thinking getting...
Shockingly short.
Well, I mean, an hour and a half is a commitment sometime. We were thinking like real quick 30-second podcasts every week. Just a little taste for everybody.
Just a little peek behind the curtains.
We're going to do a shift in dynamics. We're going to do full episodes on the Patreon.
Yep.
And then just clips everywhere else.
Yeah. How do you think you could improve a slip and slide? I had this thought the other day.
Astroglide.
Yeah, not lube or oil.
Why?
Just to make things interesting. I feel like there's something to it.
Guacamole.
Okay, there we are, folks. Guacamole. Go to www.thedapperdads.com. Tell us what
guacamole
you
recipes
would put on your slip and slide. No oil or lubricants. Make it crazy. And invite the neighborhood kids. Crack open a fire hydrant like it's the 50s.
Have the cops come by and just laugh at it.
Yeah, have the cops come by and then throw rocks at their cars. Allegedly. dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you would throw at cops' heads there. It's a safe place. Don't worry, we will not report you unless they pay us money.
Find out your full government name and use it against you.
Yeah, full government name. Wow, look at us. 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Call it. Listen to it. Leave a voicemail.
There's specific instructions when you call the phone number. You can't be left, to
your own devices.
Right. You're being told what to do.
We clearly have to tell you people how to live your
We
lives.
tell you what to do. We're your boss.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you are under the umbrella of the Dapper Dads Conglomerate.
If you are listening to this, we're your dads now.
Yep. And I hope you're happy. I hope it's what you wanted.
Listen, you may not be the prettiest or the smartest or the nicest or the best at anything, but you're my kid and I love you.
Yeah, that's how we'll start, but the love will run out quickly.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets right there.
Yep, we only have the experience that our dad showed us, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, play them back because you'll hear how that will work out. We're going to yell at you a lot.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even
You're going to be
right.
Yeah, because we're going to yell because we're excited and we're going to yell because we're mad, but you're just going to be confused because it's the same face every time.
You're going to have some PTSD about yelling.
Yeah,
you're heavy walking.
Yeah, you're also going to
heavy walking is going to be a real problem for you later.
Men are just really going to scare you overall is what it is. Like men are just going to make you uncomfortable.
They're going to make you uncomfortable and you're going to want to punch
It's going to be hard for you to bond with other men because they scare you.
Yeah. And you only can think that you should choke them while they sleep.
Because you're terrified of them.
Yeah.
And you have to get them when they're weak.
We're ready for to wake up one day and have any of our listeners just hovering over our shared bed and holding any sort of weapon.
Well, it's a bunk bed, so, I mean, somebody's going to have to get up on
I
top.
have top bunk.
Yeah, so someone's going to have to climb to get you. I'm the easy target.
Yeah,
but I'm the bigger one, so you got to have big hands to choke me.
I'm going to watch them.
I can't have no tiny little thoughts coming in to choke me. I will swat you away like a fly.
Shoot you in the face because I hate thoughts. Follow us on Twitter at dapperdadads.
Bitch got me mad as shit, so I slapped a bit.
Follow us on Instagram at dapperdadspodcast. There's things on both of those probably. Patreon.
Go to the Patreon.
Go to Patreon. www.patreon.com/dapperdads.
Check out our introductory video. It is quite beautiful, if I do say so myself. So there's two different tiers on there. For $1 a month, you get nothing, but you get some privileges.
But we love you.
And we love you. For $5 a month, you get an exclusive episode. We just cut some very hot, inappropriate material before this episode for the Patreon. It got raunchy. I did, I think, 13 different voices at one point.
The voices are really...
At one point, they all came out, and they were all on top of each other in some type of demonic conglomeration that was... really, it was unstoppable.
The Conglomerate.
Dynamic Conglomerate.
Yeah.
I really like the
like
sound
that
of
a
that.
lot. Yeah, it's gonna be
Can
good.
we make an album called
Yeah.
Demonic Conglomerate?
Demonic Conglomerate.
That can be
it's
our
gonna
that can be our grindcore
difficult-
album.
Difficult
Black
for
metal album.
everyone to say.
Yeah, can
That's
you
the best
imagine the
kind of
logo
band.
for the black metal?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Demonic
real
Conglomerate.
illegible. It's gonna be.
Everybody's
"What
like,
are
"It's a
these
bunch of sticks."
squiggles?" Yeah, go to the Patreon, pay the money, get the thing.
$5 a month gets you at least one exclusive
Yeah.
episode every single month. You
Yeah.
also get
Yeah.
tons of freebies. We have lots of fun
Fuck
stuff to unlock on there.
Yeah.
There is
Make us an offer on dick pics.
if you
That's another tier.
we definitely let loose on this show. We've gotten looser as time goes on, I'll say, but there's a sense of unbridled hedonism that goes into the Patreon, if I do say so myself. We really get into it. Hear about what Slim did to plug up his butt when he was shitting his pants.
Yep, that's definitely gonna sell it for sure. That's
Yeah.
what everybody wants.
Some people want to know.
Because we've been told frequently,
By multiple-
frequently that we don't talk enough about shit. And
Really?
shitting.
Because that is
Yeah.
crazy, because we talk about it so much.
I think we could use some more shit.
I think we use some more shit talk.
Yeah,
That shtick talk, that shtick talk.
more bodily fluids.
I think as a brand, we kind of cover bodily fluids fairly well. I think we
You
kind
think
of
we
get
cover them, or we're covered in
a
them?
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, if I do say so myself. I mean, take a look at our recent output. We're talking about the werewolf, and I was explaining how every single fluid has to come out of your body
Yeah.
when you're transforming. What
And then-
was the end result for the poll for that, by the way? That was almost even.
Everyone agrees that, well, not everyone, but the majority is
Leans
that, yeah.
strongly that you
It-
would shit if you were transforming into a werewolf.
So I mean,
Glad to know I'm on the right side of history.
the facts are there. Really, all the highlight clips are you talking about shitting, the werewolf shit, the breakaway
pants.
shit.
Yeah.
There'll be something in this that you'll shit about. So.
Yeah, more than likely.
A lot of poop.
It
a lot
happens.
of smelly little dumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little spiteful dumps, you know?
Like some hard little rocky ones.
Yeah. Like Rocky, you know?
4?
Is that the one where he goes to Mars?
I wish.
Is that the one where he beats up the Russian, or the Russian beats up him?
What was the Critters where the guy was in the spaceship and he crashed on Easter and fucked with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Leonardo DiCaprio was in Critters?
Yeah, when he was a kid.
Oh.
Leonardo Decrepito.
Yeah, that is his alias for those lesser known films.
Decrepito 2 by Jid.
What about the leprechaun when fucking lady from Friends had the big old nose?
What was that? Second one?
I think it was just the first one.
Was it?
I think so. She got that nose money from the leprechaun.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. And she got it from under a rainbow.
Yeah.
Underground.
She found the pot of gold.
I feel like what do you think a pot of gold is going for nowadays? What if you found a leprechaun's pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and it was
Okay.
like 1750 after?
I mean, I guess
Just a couple. It's
well,
like
I mean, you
one
got to
token
think
of gold.
the legend of a leprechaun was from a long time ago, so 1750 was probably a lot of money to those
Yeah,
people back then.
and they've just never upgraded.
I mean, I don't think it's about an upgrade. I mean, how are you going to realistically in 2019 do something with a pot of gold? Because okay, so what are we talking here?
Gold is like the only
is
thing
it,
that
is it like
doesn't
this?
look fine. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
gold, but is it gold coins? Is it gold
Yeah,
nuggets?
it's
is
like
it gold
one
bars?
gold nugget. That's what I
So
mean.
it's just a big gold nugget in a pot.
And it's not even that big. Yeah, the pot is just
So it's
oversized.
like what, like this?
Yeah.
So like
It turns out
like
to
a
be
big egg.
1750.
I mean, it is what it is.
It turns out it's just a gold-plated rock.
But you get 1750 for it.
Yeah. $17.50.
That's 1750 I didn't have before.
That's true, but now there is a leprechaun who's gonna come and kill you.
But does he have to come and kill me?
Yeah.
Can I
Because
just?
clearly he's fallen on hard times.
But couldn't I just give him?
How
the
is he gonna feed his
1750?
family? No, you got to give it to him in gold.
We just go back to the pawn shop and get it
They've sold it
for how much?
way more than they got it from me for.
Of course.
So now everybody's pissed. Yeah.
But what if I use the leprechaun in a way that he's like my leverage man? So like because leprechauns are fucking crazy, right? Like
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I've never encountered one in real life. I would like to.
I feel like I have, but I don't think you can.
You
call
certainly have.
them
I
that.
can. Your energy screams. I've
Screams
encountered
leprechaun?
Screams. I've encountered a leprechaun. A while. I was touched by a leprechaun. That's what your energy
Ah, yes,
screams.
my
Not in an inappropriate
the
way.
novel
He
I
just,
played
he
was-
just rubbed your back with his little hand.
That's
a little bit.
inappropriate.
Is it?
Yeah, I was a kid.
I mean, he didn't know that. He's little.
Oh, so he's like, I've seen all these full-grown adults, and I picked this small human being.
He liked your energy.
Yeah, he liked a lot.
He
of
wanted
things
you to
about it.
inherit his 1750.
He still calls me from private numbers. It's honestly quite an ordeal.
Well, I mean, it's his choice. He's a leprechaun. He can't just be getting tracked by that. What the fuck is it? The NSA?
Yeah, the NSA tracks leprechauns?
Who's listening to our shit through our phones?
Everyone.
But I mean, like, what section of the government?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs is dead.
Yeah.
Very dead.
Yeah, from having to listen to all
He's just
this
listening
shit.
to everyone else screaming hell. I don't know what you're talking about.
A lot of screaming in hell?
I would assume so. A lot of pain, probably.
I pictured to just be
A lot
pretty
of
quiet.
genital contortion, from what I imagine.
Oh, genital contortion.
In hell? Like,
Do tell.
I mean, what else are you picturing in hell? Like, there's got to be like, just
I picture hell has no actual pain. It's just all the things that you hate in life. Like you go to the doctor and you're sitting in the waiting room for hours on end, but you just never get to see the doctor.
I think,
and you're very uncomfortable because you're sick.
I think hell is you have to relive all those awkward moments in your life that keep you up at 3 a.m.
Can you do them better?
No, you just relive them
stuck in
over
it.
and over.
You
and
think
over
you're gonna do
again.
them better, and then you do it like when you say something.
Oh yeah, you
stupid
have
and
the
you're
hope that you're gonna do something
Yeah.
better, but it goes the same every single
Wow,
time.
this is the
Till it
worst
starts-
version of hell for me.
Till it starts to get boring, and then you switch to the next one for another 1,000 years.
Wow, that's
Yeah, think about that.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, that's hell.
But what
Welcome
if
to
it's
hell, bitch.
what if it's an awkward sexual encounter?
Yeah, pretty much
So you're still getting to have the sex,
everything.
or your penis is a snake that bites you in the throat.
Sure, whatever your weird fucked up brain conjures up, whatever hell decides to do to you.
Oh, if hell is what my weird fucked up brain conjures up, then I'm gonna become a devout Christian tomorrow.
Yeah, you probably should have
After
done that already.
this.
It's too late for
Yeah,
you. You've
I
hit the
die
point
on
of
the
no-
way home.
You've hit the point of no return. There's no going back for you. You can repent on your deathbed, but Jesus is just going to be like, you should have been doing that shit like 14 years
No,
ago.
we both have a strong belief that we will repent on our deathbeds and
Yeah.
be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Yeah,
it's our
extensively.
real plan.
Yeah, it is a real plan. We're
only
just going to keep being
goal,
terrible
yeah.
for the rest of our lives, and then eventually I'm going to die. I have a theory about how I'm going to die, but I don't want to talk about it on the show.
because you'll make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely
I know how it-
saw it in a vision,
Yeah, I know.
let's say.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Arrow to the throat.
Nope.
Classic.
Nope.
Classic arrow to the throat in traffic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that
exotic.
even more.
And while you're dying, you're like, oh, this is unbelievable. Of all the ways.
I FaceTime you. I'm like,
I'm like, that's fucking sick.
How are you doing that?
Yeah. Wow.
It looks so real. I die with you patronizing me.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. What?
What? Tell everyone I love them so
Well, that's the problem is you're not guaranteed a deathbed. That might be one of the most inspirational things I've ever said.
That's
You're
true.
not
You're not
guaranteed
guaranteed
a
a
deathbed.
deathbed.
Your deathbed could be your car on the side of the road.
I'm not even thinking of a deathbed when I die. I know exactly how I'm going to go out.
This is weird. Yeah, I don't like that look. You know too well.
I saw it in a vision.
I won't die in a
It
car.
involves the ocean.
Oh, just don't go by oceans.
No, I'm going by ocean.
See, then it's your fault.
Hmm.
That's why I love when people are like I'm afraid of flying, so I'm just not gonna fly.
No, I'm not afraid of the ocean. I just know I'm going to die involving
Well,
the
yeah,
ocean.
if I was like, I'm gonna die at a mall, I'd probably cut back on going to the mall.
I mean, I just have a very specific inference that the way I'm going to die is going to involve the ocean.
A shark?
No, just going to die out on the ocean.
All right, simple enough. Because you were trying to flee from the leprechaun, and then you're like, I'm finally away, and then he just pops up out of the water and he goes, not today.
Toy, 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 and then
No, he just doesn't even sound like that. He goes, not today. And you're like, oh,
not today.
I do declare
I
you're
do-
going to
I
die
do,
right
I
now.
do declare this ain't your day, son. And then he stabs me in the throat.
You're like, well, what is this, a southern
What
leprechaun?
is this? Foghorn Leghorn is a leprechaun as I'm dying.
I'm again at your funeral.
Yeah.
As always. I like to picture that, like, you have to have, like, several, like, you ever have, like, a birthday get-together with your family, and then you have
So
one with
I
your
have to have
friends.
several
So we have, like,
funerals.
different funerals just because I have so much material that I've been workshopping for so long.
You're gonna run the funeral.
I'm workshopping them at all their funerals. I'm like, can I do a quick set? So Slim, good guy, stabbed to death in the throat by a leprechaun in the ocean. People are like, who the fuck is this guy? My aunt died. Like your aunt,
He
your
didn't
aunt
die
had-
as cool as Slim died.
Your aunt had a very sad life. And yeah, I called your aunt a him because that's how much I disrespect this whole ceremony.
That's your aunt.
It's my 5th funeral this week. Gotta say, it's kind of underwhelming.
Gotta say, you people could have dressed better.
Yeah. jeans at a funeral?
Show a little bit more respect. Yeah, I get that they're black jeans, but for Christ's sakes, you're not 11.
And there's too much leg on the women. What happened? That's part of my routine. So much leg on these
All
women.
the goddamn legs.
Put on some dress pants.
I can
What is
see
this?
your cankles.
I can see your...
This is a funeral for your aunt, maybe. It's a funeral for that guy's aunt. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Is this everyone's aunt?
You ever
How
just,
is that fucking possible?
Is this just everyone's aunt? You ever think about how you just inherit your family's traumas and you just really learn to live with them and never really accept them, and then you pass them on to your own children? Whose aunt is this?
Yeah, you're doing a lot of good jokes with far too real things.
Oh yeah, I get like really, really into it. I'm like, I think you just really inherit your family's trauma. You don't really learn to differentiate from it. It just becomes you. Whose aunt is this?
Everybody raises their hand. No, this just
All of
doesn't
you.
make sense.
No, mathematically, this doesn't
How
make
many
sense.
cousins are there?
Everyone raises their hand. Do y'all know how a family works, or are y'all just like that? Everyone's just misshapen and weird. I'm like, oh, it really is. I'm just getting into the microphone at the funeral. I'm like,
It really is like that, isn't it? I can't think. These pants are too tight.
They're like, Aunt Janet was so special to us, but that guy fucking killed. Like, that was incredible. He made me think. He made me laugh. He made me cry.
I'm really
he
torn
touched
up.
my aunt's breasts.
He motorboated them,
Yeah, he
even though
motorboated
they're
them.
filled with that weird embalming fluid, and they're just stiff
They
and
were
cold.
very rigid. The nipples on her. Am I right? You guys don't have any pasties at the funeral home? These things are rock hard.
These things are, Jesus, can someone turn up the heat in here? You could break into a store with these things.
Yeah, I like how you do it with one hand. Does that mean that you severed the breast? Or you can easily pick up her old dead body?
Well, I am very strong.
Yeah. You're only getting stronger with every funeral you attend.
I like to think
Pow.
that we are attending these funerals just to test them out for each other as we're getting older. And I also like to think I'm definitely holding that stiff old lady up by the back of the dress as I use her tits to cut open a window and rob the store.
Well, traditionally, all of the clothes...
Jesus, that was my aunt!
Pick me out something nice if you're going to use
Which
my
cousin are
aunt's
you?
body. Traditionally, all the clothes that were buried in are cut on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you picking her up by? The back of her neck, like a cat? Are you the mother cat in this scenario?
True. Yeah, picking her up by the scruff of the neck with my mouth.
I like to think that we're attending these funerals together, and one of us sits in the crowd, so we can
Gauge it. Yeah,
and
so
you can like
judge it.
nudge people like, this guy's fucking hilarious.
Man,
God, I hope
so-
this guy makes it to my funeral.
Yeah, so sorry about
That's
your
my
aunt.
fucking dead aunt. But like, God, you guys are really harping on
But
the
like,
aunt.
really, I mean,
Also,
did she never laugh at anything when she was alive? Her life wasn't just about sadness. She never had a happy day in her life. Can you prove that? Do you have documentation of that? I'm sure that woman smiled at one point or another. And you're here disrespecting your aunt when I have to shit, and my buddy's up there killing it. So I'm gonna need you to take your cock holster and shut it.
They have so much documentation. Well, she kept a journal every day of her life, and they all start with
I'm just
not a
sitting there,
happy day.
sitting there chain smoking on the side of the podium while you're giving your eulogy, and I'm just like, this woman never had a happy fucking day in her life.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, have I?
And I'm like, guys, let's all laugh in honor of Aunt Jeanette. She, we know, was always cracking up, and people are like, no, it seems like he doesn't know her.
She never laughed once in her life.
Okay, I'm bombing at the funeral. So
Say
what's
something
in the
about
news
like
today?
her
What's in the
community
news
work.
today? She went to church a lot. People are like,
No, she
"Ah,
was a
devout
diehard atheist.
She
Talk about
great,
how good
great.
she was with her nieces and nephews.
She was great with her nipples and elbows.
She molested all of us.
Oh, this is gonna be tough. She was good with food. They roofied the food so we would pass out and she could defile
I'm
us.
just like, why are y'all here if she was so bad to you?
We can't wait to see that bitch put in the ground.
Oh, well,
All
then
right.
let's fucking go, boys.
Drop it, boys. They start to crank it. I said, drop it. Snip the wires when it falls on the ground. Everybody cheers.
So who wants to drink a beer out of Aunt Janet?
Be more specific.
How many Aunt Janets y'all got?
We meant the location of her body that we'd be taking the drinks from, but also 4 Aunt Janets. It's very confusing.
When it comes to Janets and body parts, dealer's choice. This is a funeral, motherfucker.
Like, whoa.
just the most lit funeral in the entire world. Everybody's chugging beers out of all the Aunt Janets.
Even the live ones.
Yeah, but there's a line for the dead one.
Yeah, of course.
It's like the line for water at Soundset. It's a quarter mile long. Everyone's just like, they're just shaking their beers.
You can take shots off of the live Janets. Or Janets.
I can take a live shot off of any woman I want to. How often do I get to take a shot out of a dead one?
Oh, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, that's the point. I want a frosty shot of Jägermeister.
Oh, Jaeger
In the frosted cup.
If we have to take a body shot of you, what's the liquor?
Yeah,
Malort.
Malort. Yeah, I don't know why
God
you even. Of
damn
course, you're doing
it.
Malort off of me.
We keep going to bars after you've died, of course, because we don't really grieve that long. We just move on and replace you easily
With an orangutan.
Yeah, buff orangutan.
Super buff, way funnier than me with the sign language.
He's gonna cause a lot of fights. And win them.
Yeah, and he's gonna have your back in every fight you're in. What would you do if you went to go fight a guy at the bar and like you better wait till my buddy gets here, and they're like, yeah, whatever, fuck
I'm gonna
face.
suck your dick.
And then an orangutan bursts out the side door of the bar, the whole door flies off. You're just like, holy shit! He just rips your friend's arms off.
I'd be like, I can't back.
I don't fight my own fights. My orangutan comes out and just rips a man to shreds.
I picture having to go to the bar after you're dead, and then someone tries to give me a shot of Malort, and I'm like, these don't even bother me anymore. Try taking them off of your dead friend's body before the funeral. We found him, and there was a couple minutes where we could have saved him, but we had to go
stipulation,
buy Malort.
If I'm the first one to die in the dad squad, when I die, everyone else in the squad has to do a shot of Malort off of my body during a private casket viewing.
Yeah, you mean the ocean?
Yeah. Y'all are going to have to come to the ocean.
That's what I like to picture. There's a couple minutes where we could have saved your life, but we had to go find Malort because it's not easy to get. So we drove to Chicago and came back, and you were just definitely dead by then. You know, if you had 30 minutes where you could have saved them. We didn't have the Malort.
So if you can't find my body, you all have to go to the ocean and then just drink a whole bottle of Malort between the three of you.
That's fine. That sounds like a nice getaway.
Doesn't it?
You thinking about kicking it soon or what? Summer's coming on.
I'm trying.
Do it in winter. That way I have a trip to the ocean in the winter. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm going to Florida. I'll scope out a nice spot for you.
So how many weeks do I got left?
I mean, do you want to come with to Florida and die?
Yeah, actually.
You got 2 months exactly.
Okay, well then I will
get your affairs in order. Fuck a bunch of married women is what I mean.
Yeah, have multiple affairs.
Yeah, because no one's gonna come and kill you because you'll be dead.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do the worst shit I can possibly do.
This is actually possibly the perfect scenario here. You fuck a bunch of married women, and then you die. So then no husbands can beat your ass and or kill you, and the women have a sympathy card. I cheated on you, and then you died. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That works for everybody.
It really
Everybody's
does.
happy there.
That might be the one good thing I've done in my life.
Yeah.
So I got to go have a bunch of affairs.
Yeah. You got 2 months. You could probably pull off, I'm going to say, at least 12 affairs in 2 months.
one every week.
Sure, yeah.
Couple every week?
Let's do math again.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just itching.
2 months?
2 months.
So I got to have 3 affairs a week.
I don't think you have to have that.
I'm trying.
I mean, yeah, the more the better.
Yeah.
The more
if I could squeeze in an affair a day, that's how I want to go out. An affair a day for 2 months, and then I die. I got nothing left to live for after that.
You're going to really have to sling it. You're going to have to lower your standards.
Death can't terrify me because I will have already lived.
Yeah. An affair a day for 2 months. 60 affairs.
Ruin 60 marriages before I get wiped off of God's great green earth.
You're going to have to lower your standards, though.
How come I can't have affairs with beautiful women?
You'll have some, but a beautiful woman that's married every day.
Every day.
Yeah, they're not going to be all beautiful.
Well, I keep my standards low, so I'm never disappointed.
I've noticed.
You know me.
Traditionally,
if we're going by the trajectory, I like to keep them low so that when the hurt comes, it's not as bad as it could be.
Where do you think?
Can you imagine if I got wrecked by a beautiful woman?
It wouldn't be right.
Nah.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
It'd be like anytime something good happens to us and we know that we don't deserve it.
No, we don't deserve anything good. We're just horrible, horrible fucks.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you think is the best place to pick up a married woman?
If bar.
You've got a bar?
Yeah. But the right kind of bar.
Like where? What kind of bar?
Honestly, I hate to throw this out there because God knows I can't stand this place.
Yeah, you're going to be too specific. I mean the type of bar.
The type of bar of the specific bar I was going to say. The type of bar where just terrible fucking people go, and it's always a nightmare. The music is always bad because
You think that's where married women
You
that are
would
ready
be
to fuck.
amazed how many married
I'm
women I've
thinking
seen that are ready to fuck.
You
at
go
those
to like a
places.
winery.
A winery?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to pick up broads at a winery.
Yeah.
So walk me through this here.
There's gonna
What's
be
your game plan?
There's going to be a pack of at least 4 women in one group, and they are going to all be upset with their
So like a
lives.
female dad squad.
Yeah, but like very classy and older. Like, what are we thinking? Like a 40-year-old?
Oh yeah,
woman?
I'm thinking cougars. I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
63.
Ooh, I was gonna go
40
for like,
to 63.
I was gonna say late 40s to mid 50s.
That's it. Would probably be
45 to
easier.
55.
It'd probably be easier.
Yeah.
Got to be fed up.
Yeah. You know, their husband isn't fucking
But you
right.
gotta
He's
find-
eating too much red
well, yeah,
meat these
they're
days.
not
He's got
fucking
that big
anything.
beer belly.
Yeah.
His dick doesn't
But you got to
even
find
work.
that because sometimes they'll just stick with it. You know what I mean? They've been
Yeah.
married 8 years. She's not gonna cheat at this point.
No.
She's just accepted. You got to find that sweet spot, like 6 years. So you get this group of 4 women. One of them is gonna cause you a lot of problems. So you got to get her as drunk as you can. You
At
just
a
send
winery,
you
very
send a
doable.
bottle of wine, cheap bullshit. You
Yeah.
tell them, I'm trying to fuck one of those women. There's a guy there that'll help you.
Oh
out.
yeah, there's
Hey,
always
we
a guy
all
at
know
the
what
wine.
we're doing.
Yeah,
here.
there's always
a man at a winery.
Yeah, you think
we're
he
gonna
hasn't seen
fuck.
everything under the sun?
Yeah.
You think he hasn't orchestrated some affairs
Yeah.
himself? You think he hasn't been in some affairs
Oh, yeah.
himself?
He's living in several affairs.
The
and
man that
he's
provides the
very
wine, he's
stressed
definitely
out.
getting some blowies out back in the vineyard.
We're all getting vineyard blowies.
I would love a vineyard blowy. Oh, at the height of summer, where it's perfectly warm and the grapes are as plump as they're going to get, and
Not
my
the only thing
dick is
that's
as
plump.
plump as it's going to
Yeah,
get, and I'm
everything's
just getting
plump.
that slop Toppington from a wine whore. Ooh,
Yeah, a married wine whore.
only
Only
a
the
married,
finest.
only the finest, well-aged married wine whore.
But yeah, you send a bottle over there. You go over. You talk about how the grapes came from the Napa Valley. You pull some shit out of your
Oh, yeah,
ass.
of course.
It doesn't matter.
I do a tasting of it. I'm like,
Yeah, you do a lot
it
of
has
smelling.
has a rich oakiness in the front with a lively middle and just a slight snap in the back there. Could that be from I think that's from the acidity of the soil in the region where the grapes were grown.
And then, yeah, you take a deep sniff of the glass, you take a sip, and then you take a deep sniff of her hair, and you say, well, I didn't think I'd find anything sweeter than the wine tonight, but looks like it's changed.
Ooh, look at you.
You think I don't have fucking lines?
You got that, man.
When it comes to
you
lying
got
to
that
women,
fucking.
you think I don't have lines? Yeah, I do this every week.
Yeah. Going to the
it's-
Catalina wine mixer and
Yeah.
just picking up broads.
Yeah, you know how we haven't went to a show this year? There's been tons of shows. I've
Yeah.
just got a different thing I'm
Yeah,
working
and
on.
I support
Next
it.
show, just 9 women, bottles of wine. I'm wearing wine like those
As long
belts
as you're
that have
sharing one
grenades
of,
on
as long
them.
as you're sharing one of each.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna get wine drunk and have some sort of well orchestrated oily orgy.
Now you're
You know what I
speaking
mean?
my fucking language. It'd be an honor and a privilege to fuck 9 married women drunk on wine with you guys.
It will happen.
It has to happen.
It will happen.
It is already happened. We just haven't got there yet.
Yes, it is in all of the cards. All of my playing cards are graphic images of me having sex with wine women.
I go get my tarot read. They're like, this is the 5th week in a row. It's just been you fucking married women with your dads. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
They're like, another guy comes in here and he's had a very similar reading.
Death Wish hat?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he's always wishing for death.
always talking. Yeah, he's always talking about like his knees and his ass.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, it's all in the cards.
Drinking
here.
the strawberry. Did he come in with a strawberry lemonade?
They're like, we actually framed the cards because we don't even have these cards. They just appeared. And yeah, it's just like.
And he leaves them
wine
every
holes.
time and winks and says, that's a gift for you. You can keep that. That's your tip.
Yeah. He also convinced me to cheat on my husband. You're like, yeah,
That's the
everywhere
guy.
it
It's
goes."
my guy. Read my cards.
Yeah.
And also cheat on your husband. Come on.
Yeah. Husband comes in. Where's the little fuck that's been porking my wife?
I just stand
Is
up.
it you?
I just stand up. He's like, you just keep getting up.
Because you're stepping on step stools that you bring for this occasion.
I had that happen at work today because I sit in a chair so I can read the computer, or else I have to like bend over like a weird monster.
Yeah.
And the
I've
chair's
seen your
up fairly high, and so I sometimes get up to count back.
Jerk off.
Yeah, and I stood up and the guy was like, "Oh, I thought you were tall sitting there, but you just kept standing up."
Wow, that's such a wonderful thing. I'm sure you love to hear. You
Yeah.
love when people comment on your height.
Oh,
right?
constantly. Yeah, I love when people look at me and just go, "Gosh, you're tall."
Yeah,
It's like,
how's the weather up there?
I surprisingly don't get that a lot. I just get like, God.
Because there's always a black cloud around your head.
Yeah.
And people can see how the
I'm
weather
like the
is.
Eye of Sauron. You
Yeah.
can't see past the cloud.
Yeah, it's concerning.
Well,
Little thunderstorms.
I usually get,
accompany
"Wow,
me.
you're tall," and I usually respond with, "Oh my God, what?"
Yeah.
No, I've been told I was short my whole life.
You start freaking out.
Yeah, I do. I'm like, oh my God.
Fuck. You're pulling your hair out. I never knew I was this tall.
Primal orangutan screams. I've never looked in a mirror. I'm just punching everything.
Yeah, people.
Yeah,
Just
of course
watching the
people.
person who said it to you.
Yeah. You did this.
I found a story that I heard about that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Because it, we were talking about shit, and I
Per
figured
usual.
what's a better time to talk about shit than right now? Air flight attendant speaks out after traumatizing incident.
I read this
with
story.
passenger.
Did you see the picture of the guy?
I didn't, but I would
Oh,
like
the
to.
picture of the. Oh, God.
I feel like I have it here. Because yeah, for those who haven't come across this, I'm just gonna read through it. We're a news podcast now.
Sweet.
and
I
it-
knew we'd give in.
And it even says
Fucking go.
this story contains graphic descriptions.
It does. I
that
read it.
some readers might find disturbing. So we have to give you guys a warning because usually we're pretty clean. We're
Yeah,
pretty blue. We
we're-
don't really
yeah.
get into anything disgusting.
No,
like
we're
this.
clean cut on this show. We're good Christian boys.
But yeah, a female EVA air flight attendant said she was forced to undress a passenger and then clean his backside after the man used the lavatory during a flight from Los Angeles to Pi last
Do you have the
weekend.
picture of the man? Because you have to see the guy.
I've not seen it here, so yeah, if you want to bring it up while I read through this.
Please.
So yeah, what happened here? It was an all-female staff, which is, I don't know if because this guy apparently has had a history of doing some things, but could you imagine if you're wanting someone to wipe your ass and you get on the flight and it's all women and you just hit the fucking jackpot?
But, like, why is your first thought to have them wipe your ass?
This guy is into some shit. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because people are like, oh, he's like real gross and fat.
I have the picture, but it is more than you are imagining. I just want you to understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you read the story,
Okay.
and then I'm going to show you the picture of the man.
I like it. But yeah, this article I have isn't like telling the story greatly. But
if
what
I remember essentially what it was is basically he insisted that he had to use the bathroom.
Yeah, he used the bathroom in like first class or something because he couldn't fit into the other bathroom.
Yeah, he's a big man.
So yeah, he's like 400 pounds. So he goes to the other bathroom. He does what he does, and then he like calls for help. They open the door, and he's sitting on the toilet with his genitals exposed.
And they said he said they need to wipe him.
Yeah,
that
he
he
said-
would not leave the bathroom until they did.
Yeah, he said, you need to wipe me. And then he said that they closed the door on him, and they were like, no. And then he's like, you need to open the door. I can't breathe. I'm going to faint.
Yeah.
So he made them keep the door open. And then he asked them, he said he wouldn't leave the washroom unless someone helped clean his backside. The flight attendant told reporters she had to lift the man while another colleague cleaned him, demanding her to wipe deeper.
Yeah.
And he kept saying deeper.
Deeper.
The same passenger last year on a flight defecated his pants, but the man was never blacklisted from the airline.
Which is
that
odd.
story. Apparently, he was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, blah blah blah. They wouldn't like help him. He was like, I'm gonna need someone to wipe my ass. They were like, no. So he just started pissing and shitting his pants to the point where.
Can you imagine being the guy
stunk.
sitting next to that guy?
I would be like, I would just start beating the shit out of the guy.
You have to. He's already shitting himself. You might as well.
Yeah, you're not
going to do anything to
sit
him
there
that is
and
by
shit yourself next to me, like out of spite.
disrespectful.
Out of spite.
Disrespectful to my personal bubble.
Yeah, they said that the whole flight smelled like shit because
Yeah.
the man is just sitting in his shitty pants.
That tends to happen. It's the same recycled air. They're not filtering fresh air into the cockpit.
And like, what? Just there's so many things. But this is a sexual thing, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
100%.
this-
That's what my mind went to. This is a sexual thing for this guy.
Yeah. And look at the poor woman who had to wipe the butt.
She's lovely. She's a sweet looking
Yeah.
girl.
She's probably. They said that they've had them off work since this because
Yeah.
they're traumatized.
Yeah, you
by
would
it.
be. What would you do?
I wouldn't fucking do it.
Okay, imagine where we used to work.
Oh, I can imagine.
And a guy comes in and he's like, I need some help getting into the bathroom. And you're like, okay, I'll go hold the door for the guy. He's fat. He's on a cart. I'll hold the door. So you hold the door, and he's like, no, I need you to help me get on the toilet. And you're like, okay, you can lean on me, I guess.
No, I'm done there.
I'm a helpful guy. I will help someone walk over there, but I'm not gonna like take his pants when he's like.
Yeah, if you're starting to pull your pants down, we're done here.
What would we have done where we were working at, if someone was in the bathroom and said that he wasn't coming out till one of us came back to wipe him? Do the cops get called?
In there now. Yeah, I'll call the fucking cops. I'm not doing a goddamn thing.
No.
When I worked where you worked, but you no longer work before you worked there.
I love our friendship.
One time I was at the cash registers, and a man just shit himself there and then went to the bathroom, and it trailed to the bathroom. And someone was
I had that happen
clean
several
that up.
times.
And I was like, no, that's not in my job description or my fucking pay grade.
Nope.
Like, how much would you have to make an hour to wipe someone's ass? Or maybe a lump sum for the day. Either or. It's got to be a big number. Yeah. Not wiping anyone's ass.
I'm thinking big, but like realistically big, because like nurses do it, you know.
Yeah, but that's what you go to work as a nurse knowing that you might have to wipe someone's ass. You don't go to work as a flight attendant knowing that you might have to wipe someone's ass. You know what I mean? You have jobs where
$60K a day.
$60K a day.
$60K a day.
I mean, I'll wipe an ass for $60K a day.
$60K. Think about it. A day.
I make that. It takes me 5 years to make $60K.
60 times 12 is 720.
Yeah. But yeah, and then like I pulled up another article. It says that he kept moaning in pleasure.
Yeah, I read that also.
It's just fucking like, even if I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'll wipe this dude's ass. Mm-hmm. You start moaning and saying deeper.
It's over.
I have to punch you.
It's over.
Like,
yeah, you're getting assaulted.
Yeah.
I've been assaulted, so you're getting assaulted.
That's like worse than I'd rather be punched in the face.
And then I could blame it on PTSD.
Yeah, I'd rather be punched in the face than have to wipe a big old man's ass
while he says deeper and moans.
In a tiny bathroom. I've never been on a flight, but from what I understand,
small bathrooms.
Very small
bathrooms.
Like
knees touching the sink tiny bathrooms.
Yeah, this article takes some liberties and says the sicko, who was confined to a wheelchair, told the flight attendants that he needed assistance to use the lavatory about 2 hours into the flight. I felt that as a flight attendant, removing a passenger's underwear was beyond the scope of my responsibilities. Yeah, extremely
way beyond.
Like, I can't.
If there was a line in the sand, you can't even
see him. I see him. Yeah, you probably got to clean it. Yeah, it's the same picture.
Look at him. Just
the mustache
look at him.
And the beard. The mustache. It looks like he has
the giant forehead.
Up his nose. He's 440 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
How do you even lift him up? These are all women. Yeah. No offense to women, but
and these look like tiny women,
I can't lift up a 440-pound man.
No.
And you want to be the person lifting him up, because that means you're not wiping his ass.
Yeah.
You're just involved.
Do you think together we could lift up a 440-pound man? Is he like helping at all, or is he just like dead weight?
I think he's dead weight. He's gonna be dead weight if I gotta wipe his ass.
He's gonna be dead meat if I gotta get my hand anywhere.
I would be like, okay, deeper, and then I would just jam my hand in his ass.
Yeah, just
like, is that what you want?
Jam and
is this
pull.
what you want? Yeah, pulling out intestines.
Oh, just
it's
hurt the motherfucker. He's gonna.
Yeah.
I am not doing that.
Then after not properly cleaning his backside, he requested that she do it again. And then he said, "You can pull my pants back up now, finally." The union has said that this is blatant sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And said, what will they do to the passenger?
Sky is blue.
Yeah, this is insane. Like, yeah, I can't picture. There's no job I'll do where I'll wipe a man's ass.
$60K a day.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give me 60 racks, then I'm wiping an ass. But outside of that,
60 racks so I can buy my own Henry Winkler.
Yeah, but what kind of, like, I get having your fetishes, but your fetish is to be crammed in an airport or airplane bathroom
and get your ass wiped while you are lifted by a woman.
Yeah, by women.
Do you think he got hard? Do you think he popped a chubby?
Yeah, but I think you don't even.
Do you think his body even has the blood flow for him to pop a chubby?
Probably in that scenario, yeah. But I think based off of this body, I don't think you're gonna see it.
No,
you know what I mean.
It's so tucked up in there.
Rubbing on an airplane bathroom toilet. He's just roping into the toilet.
Jesus Christ.
She's like, "It looks like you shit like a bird." He's like, "Honey, that's not shit. Deeper. Deeper."
Okay, I'm cutting this off. I don't like this one single bit. I'm all about letting it ride, but we are not getting into this.
All right, fair enough. We've been censored. Finally. But yeah, folks, the moral of the story is
don't be a horrible fuck.
Yeah, don't.
Also, try not to weigh 440 pounds.
Yeah, ideally.
That's the big thing.
You should
do everything you can to not weigh 440 pounds.
Yeah, when you're getting, I feel like everyone I know who's been a bigger person, you get to a point where you're like, this is a problem.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what
no.
I mean?
That's how it was.
Well,
that's what I thought when I was in the hospital. I'm looking at my big belly.
I think it's either a breaking point where you're like, I need to fix this, or fuck it completely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's see
like
what
that
we
guy
can
who said he's just going to
do.
eat and play video games until he dies.
I mean, the man knows what he wants.
He does know what he wants, and he says he's not going to stop eating till he dies.
I mean, none of us are going to stop eating until we die.
Technically, no. You also never stop clapping. There's just longer pauses between the claps. Also, I hate to do this to you, but your tongue is never comfortable.
I knew
in your
you were
mouth.
going to say it, and I know that my tongue's uncomfortable. It's covered.
Let me see it today. Not as yellow.
It's not as bad. It has days.
Yeah.
I think I need to figure it out. But I'm not sick anymore.
That's good.
But it's not going away.
That's bad.
What do you think I can do?
Eat better? Exercise more?
I've been eating better.
I was gonna say I've noticed like you're like I like that every time I come to your house for supper, like there's always like a vegan meal that gets made. You know, I always
I'm not eating vegan because I'm not a horrible little bitch.
I know,
panties,
but like but like I know you're not, but like it's nice. I like my panties for what it's worth. They're very, very comfortable.
They're big.
They're big panties.
Big panties. Bloomers. Many
Big
people
bloomers,
have said.
Big bloomers.
Comically, on several occasions, we've had to use them as a flag to show people that we are giving up.
Yeah.
I don't know why that keeps happening, but boy, does it happen.
People just want us to give up.
They do know that we are calling it in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh god.
They're like, that is a white flag.
Yeah.
Like that huge,
white,
like that huge,
dirty.
like that big flag over on the other side of town.
Yeah.
That big flag.
Like the flag I had to put away on Memorial Day.
I was driving by that flag recently, and it was down because it wasn't windy, and it was just like hanging there. And the person I was with, I was like, that is the biggest flag ever. And they were like, no, that's like 3 flags together. And I'm like, no, that's one big flag. There's just so much fabric. They thought it was like a bunch of flags on a flagpole. And it's like, no, that's just one big flag.
You know, it looks like my underwear. My panties.
My big bloomers.
My granny panties.
That I wave around to give up. Always taking my underwear off, but never my pants.
Yeah, I know. We really do a lot of wedgies on you.
Strategic move.
Atomic.
Yeah, they hurt.
Yeah,
when I remember being in middle school and in gym class, I gave a kid an atomic wedgie so bad that I lifted him over one bathroom stall and dropped him into the other one.
You are just the worst person.
I was egged on to do it, and they told me to do it because I was the biggest
peer
one.
pressure.
I was in 6th grade. What do you want from me?
Better.
I was a child.
I've never given a wedgie or been given a wedgie.
I've never been given a wedgie, but I have administered them. I will not lie.
I don't think I did any like swirlies, wedgies. I'm not that type of guy.
I've done both. I've done both. Yeah. In fact, the wedgie.
This is why all the bad shit in your life happens.
Yeah,
you were
because
a bad person. You were a bad little person.
I was a bad,
but still a normal sized person.
Yeah, that's why I did the wedgie, and the kid wanted to be wedgied. He's like,
okay, well then he grew up to be the guy that needed his ass wiped on the plane.
No, he grew up to be a very successful chef, actually.
Ah, yes, because of all the trauma. All he can do is cook to get away from his inner demons.
That was also the first kid that brought porn to school that I ever saw.
Ah, so a hero. So you gave a wedgie to a fucking American hero.
It was just a girl on a beach with her top off. It wasn't like it was great.
That's all
porn.
you needed back then.
I mean, yeah,
that's not even porn. That's just a nice photo.
It was just a risque photo. That's my desktop background now.
Yeah, it's my phone.
On my phone.
Yeah. It's my phone's desktop background. Really distorted image. It doesn't make sense. The landscape, the proportions, the dimensions are all out of whack.
Everything's great, but there's boobs.
What is
there.
that? 4 DPI?
Fuck yeah, let's fucking go.
I haven't seen something this grainy since computers were invented.
Can I get 2 DPI? Could you just give me a single DPI? Just
you like
one.
To see. Yeah, 1 pixel.
Yeah, just one.
Just a swirl of colors. But you know what it was.
I know what it was.
That's just all you jerk off to.
It's just one swirl
very
pixel.
Distorted, singular, pixeled.
Well, yeah, I can't
photos.
see without my glasses anyway, so I'm not fucking with my glasses on like an animal. Can you imagine me just naked?
Do you not have sex with your glasses on?
Most of the time, I don't actually.
So you take them off.
Usually, yeah.
When I've had this thought, and I've had this conversation with people who don't wear glasses, because I have perfect vision, and I always will. But when do you take them off?
Usually when I'm getting undressed.
Okay.
Just kind of throw it in with the mix. I'm throwing, if I'm
How are you commonly getting undressed in the throes of sex? Is it laying on the bed and you have to lift your butt up real weird and pull your pants down? And then you
that's my
lean
signature.
forward and you pull your shirt off and then you take the spectacles off and you put them on the nightstand?
It's almost like you've been watching through my window. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Sorry, I mean, I'm just guessing and assuming.
No, that's literally what it is. Yeah.
Well, that's what you're either standing up and like taking your clothes off like a normal person in a rush and leaving them in a pile, which I know you've been prone to do as well.
Yeah.
But I think more often than not, you're in the bed, you're on the couch, you're on a mattress outside of a Dollar General, and you're just laying, and then you both know, and you both kind of do the thing at the same time, and you lift your butt up and pull your pants down, and then they're so tight around your fucking calves and ankles, so you got to kick them a bunch.
I'm getting kind of hard thinking about this, actually.
Yeah, cross those legs and seal that thing. But yeah, that's fun. That's one of those fun things that no one talks about, but everybody
You lift the butt up,
you lift
pants
the butt
come off,
slide everything
slide
down.
up, shirt comes off, spectacles get tossed.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Because you have it sometimes where you're drunk or it's just very awkward and things get caught and you're like
the worst thing is when like these fall out when I'm having sex and the girls
into her mouth.
Yeah, the never in the mouth, but I have had girls like put their like head up and like pull one out. Yeah, that's always a gamble.
Yeah.
That's a gamble right there when the finger goes in the ear and it comes out like that, and then they're just like
and then they think you proposed.
Even worse is when they do it with this one and they're like I'm like as I'm nutting I'm like give her the
I guess
give her the Tim Allen.
Yeah, that's how we of course ejaculate.
That's the only noise I make when I'm coming. I'm like down.
And I'm Wilson in that scenario.
No, is Wilson the guy over the fence?
Yeah, of course.
So you're just peeking in the window.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
no,
let's
I'm in the
fucking
room
go.
with a couple slats.
Slats. And Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, we're
You're
there.
both in there while I'm banging. Fang me.
Yeah, of course.
So I slapped the bit. The cuter you say it, the more it sounds like Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to Chopper Won't Miss today, and at the beginning, he's just, what is he doing? He's just like, hey,
you need to listen to Flatbed Freestyle.
I do.
Yeah.
But I love Chopper.
My bitch yucky. She gave me yucky.
Well, Chopper Won't Miss, it like starts off slapping, and then he just like doesn't even, like a lot of times with like this form of rap, it like starts off with something and it degrades over time.
Yeah.
He just comes in like, hey, you single boy, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Chopper won't miss. And then Doug's like, and you're like, wow.
And it was one of the albums of the year last year.
It was. I slept on it. I keep going back to it.
I keep going back to it as well. The more I listen to it, I feel like I definitely would have thrown it on the albums of the year list last year. The more I listen to it,
definitely
it's a solid album.
Yeah, it's definitely better than his debut album.
That R.I.P. riff when it first comes in.
I'm gonna go dash that bitch. I'm gonna go smack that bitch.
The other thing I wanted
It's
to
my
bring up,
killer bitch. I'm amigo lit.
so we can be topical, even though you don't pay attention to anything, is the Fyre Festival documentary.
Yes, talk to me about this, because I just haven't really had any interest in watching it at all. So
yeah, I just seen everybody talking about it, and I specifically seen people mentioning someone shitting their pants, but I only watched the Netflix one, and I'm not gonna watch the other one because why would I watch two documentaries back to back about the same thing? So yeah, I'm working off the Netflix one, and no one shit their pants in that one, to my knowledge. But
So you gotta watch the other one now to see if someone shits their pants.
Yeah, I just keep seeing it like referenced, and I'm like, oh shit, their pants. So maybe I will if I have time. But
the guy on the plane,
regardless,
he was going to the Fyre Festival.
Well, like they like trapped people in the airport to go back. Like they locked them in like an airport and didn't give them food or water for like an entire day.
What?
And I was like, this has got to be where someone shits their pants, and it wasn't brought up. They also had like an underwhelming amount of toilets and like everything. It is good because like when that shit happened, I was like, this is funny and like whatever. And like the tweets were funny, but watching the documentary, you're just like, wow, this is me if I had a little bit more gumption. Because these are like the ideas I have sometimes. Like, I could probably throw a festival. And that's like what they're just like, I could probably throw a festival. And then just completely
fuck it up.
Like to the point where you're like, how did you even get to this point? You know what I mean? You know, like when you hear stories where you're like, here's where everything went wrong,
and then here's where it went wrong,
and then you just never pulled. And people are just like, yeah, we just kept going to the point where we had like nothing. Nobody got paid. None of the artists showed up. We just didn't. We kept running out of money. They didn't pay the locals. Like this one poor old woman in it. It's like they convinced them on the island, which wasn't even a private island owned by El Chapo, like they said. they convinced them that like if this went good, this would be like their new economy. But then they also booked it for like that island's like Super Bowl, like where the population of the island doubles in that weekend, and they booked the festival for the same weekend. So this lady like makes all this food, and she's like the sweetest old woman, and then she gets completely fucked and doesn't get paid, has to take $50,000 of her life savings to pay people because she wanted to pay them.
Wow.
Since this is aired, people have started to GoFundMe. That's gotten over like 100,000. So she's good now. But like, yeah, watching it, you're like, Jesus Christ. But the best part is, so this fucking idiot that does it like has like this, first he has this credit card thing in New York. Everything he does is like a scam. He gets out on bail for the Fyre Festival thing after he's arrested and starts scamming people again in another way, sending emails to the people who had tickets to the Fyre Festival telling them like, you can get these courtside seats to see the Knicks for $100, and he gets out of jail just to scam people more, and he films everything while it happens.
That is the
and
dumbest type
like,
of criminal.
Yo, how did you get like he got away with so much, or like he had like a fucking crazy life. But the best part is he has some guy that works with him forever. It's this like older white-haired guy, just very like jolly looking guy. He's gay. I only say that because it comes into play here. So he's talking about how he does all this shit. He worked with him before. He wants to see it succeed. He believes in it. And they keep losing money, and they don't even have enough money to do what they wanted to do even before it starts going bad. So it gets to a point where they're bringing in the water for the festival, and the truck gets stopped at like their customs. And they're like, it's going to be $10,000 to release the water for the festival. And so the main guy who's throwing the festival, I think his name's Billy, which you should never trust a man named Billy. An adult man named Billy. You should never trust a man named Bill, but definitely not a grown man named Billy.
Carve that into my tombstone.
I'm going to carve it in your chest once we're done here.
Please.
But, so yeah, Billy calls him, and he's like, hey, man, I need you to do me a favor. They're not going to release the water. They want $10,000. And he's like, we don't have any money. And Billy's like, yeah, I know. I want you to go over. Do you want to guess where this is going to go?
Fuck him.
Suck his dick.
For the water.
For the water, to release the water. And this guy goes to do it.
Does he do it?
He's like, and it's funny when they're talking to him because he goes like, yeah, I'll just say it because I don't think this is going to go anywhere. It seems like he thinks that the documentary is not going to happen or it's not going to get out there. And now I see him like in so many memes. It's like when your friend calls and asks you for a favor and it's just a picture of him because he just looks like a sweet older man. And he's like, I'll just say it. And he tells that whole story and he's like, so I went home and I brushed my teeth and I got in my car and I drove an hour. And the whole time I was like, I'm going to suck this guy's dick for this water. And he said he gets there and he goes in there and he gets in the office with the guy and closes the door and he's like getting himself hyped up and he's about to suck this guy's dick. And the guy's like, yeah, it's fine. You can just we need to be paid immediately after if you don't have the money today. And the guy's like, oh yeah, for sure. Well, you'll be the first people we pay. Like, didn't even tell the guy he was going to suck his dick and like got the perfect, like, could you imagine having to go suck a dick? And then the guy's like, it's fine. We'll just release the water. And you're like, all right, that sounds great. Yeah. You'll be the first guy I pay.
Yeah.
I promise.
That's going to be the first guy
Yeah.
I pay.
But
if
yeah.
I didn't have to suck his dick.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a gay guy, so I mean, it's something he's probably done before.
Yeah.
It's not like if I was like,
But
hey,
I mean, like, it's
for
not
the
like
podcast, I need you to go suck a dick.
Yeah, like
I feel like you would probably be like, no.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Even if it was like, I need you to go eat this puss for the podcast.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to, but I feel like that's not as bad, but maybe it's because we're not gay.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't,
like,
yeah, if I was like, you got to go eat this lady's vagina
So
to
I'm gonna
release
go-
the water, or it's
so-
$10,000.
So I'm
We
gonna
need this.
So I'm gonna go home, brush my teeth, drive for an hour, and the whole time I'm gonna think I just gotta eat this pussy to release.
Well,
this
you're
water.
not going to brush your teeth. We both know that.
Well, even if I brush my teeth, my mouth still feels dirty, so
Wait.
it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's going to get dirtier.
Yeah, I know it's gonna get dirtier.
But yeah, I have to picture that it would be like a 40-year-old woman, you know? She works for customs. You go
Okay.
in her office.
Attractive?
Not really. No.
5 out of 10.
Probably.
I'll
Yeah,
settle
just
for.
like
I'll settle for 50%.
give it like your general government worker. Like older woman. She's clearly higher up, but yeah, it's not something like on your average day, you wouldn't.
Not something you take a second glance at, but now that
No.
you're forced to, you're trying to make the best of a
Yeah, like
bad
she
situation.
might be like office hot where if you work with her for long enough, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just growing on me. But then you see her outside of work with other women and you're like, no, what am I thinking? But now you got to go munch that Munch that sweaty
butt.
little muff.
I mean, I do what I got to do.
All right. So you won't suck a dick for the brand, but
No.
you'll eat an old vagina.
I don't like dicks.
For the brand?
Yeah. Would you suck a dick for the brand?
No, I don't have to. I do enough for the brand.
Oh, I get it.
That's why I do all the stuff. So when the day comes and one of us has to suck a dick,
I'm never sucking a dick
I'm gonna
for this
look
brand.
at you. Just if I get us to a good point,
I
and
will
it's-
eat all the Hollywood pussy in the world I have to
No,
get us a
it's not
TV show,
Hollywood pussy.
but I am not going to suck a dick for this show.
Not even a little bit.
How much is a little bit?
Just the tip. But they
For how
have to
long?
come in your mouth.
Ugh.
But it doesn't take much because you're young and strapping, and they're gonna compliment you a lot. You're gonna be weirdly good at it, which will cause issues.
Well, yeah,
down the
because
road.
I know what I want in a blowjob, so like I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, that's my fucking boy. I will be cheering you on the entire time.
Do I get my choice of what I want to like eat afterwards to like get the taste out of my mouth?
Yeah, within a reasonable extent.
$50 worth of White Castle.
That's fine. It's the least I can do.
Okay.
And that's what I'll say while I'm getting the White Castle. But I will just stare at you while you're eating it, and I'll just be like, I can't believe you fucking did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're
He
both
didn't even
just
try to haggle with the guy.
no. I mean,
You're sucking the guy's dick, and he's like, no, you just have to pay me first. And he's like, no, for the brand.
I told Drama I'd do this.
I'm just puking in the corner. Yeah, you're just kissing at the butt.
Yeah, I'm not-
Like every man wants.
Yeah.
I don't want a sloppy blowjob. How gross. Then I got to sit up and wipe my own ass.
And my balls.
Yeah. My balls are like a soup.
Oh, that's the best.
And when I really just want the tip kissed for 15 minutes
No,
straight.
I want to wipe my ass for days.
Yeah, we know how you like to wipe your ass. Deeper.
It was me on the plane.
Yeah, of course it was you. That looks just like you in the future.
Does it?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
It all depends. For everyone in my life, I have two options. You could be like maybe a better beard, maybe a little thinner, more active, more energetic, less depression. That's column
That's
A.
what I'm going for.
The other one is that guy.
Yeah.
You're just that guy in every way. You're shitting on planes. You're making women clean it.
Between the four of us, I think we know who that man's gonna be.
Oh no, I mean I have one for everybody.
Okay.
So yeah, I have other examples for other people, but that doesn't matter. We're talking about you, sweetheart. When you're kissing a tip of a dick, and then you become that man. See, if you go to suck the dick, and the guy's like, "Don't worry about it, pay us first," then you become the better version of you. If you have to suck that dick, it sends you into a spiral where you become a man that makes people wipe his ass on a plane. It's the only thing that gets it out of your mind.
I get that.
Yeah. It's a clear trajectory. I don't see how this could be.
I don't get where the confusion is.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
I mean, that's probably what happened to that guy. Is he had to suck a dick for a bunch of water for a festival that failed. I mean, it happens every day.
I mean,
you know
maybe
how
you
many
just
festivals
Fail every day.
fail every day?
Don't you remember when Dapper Fest failed?
Yeah. It's because so many people showed up.
Yeah, it's because everybody showed up.
Yeah,
We
it
couldn't
was
get.
crazy.
They tore down the fence so they could get in when they said we're at capacity. You can't even
Yeah.
see them from back here. They still wanted in.
Yeah. They know what they want.
Bunch
because
of
they were
ravenous
at
wolves.
Lollapalooza and we had put one small sign over Lollapalooza that said Dapper Fest. I don't see what's wrong.
No,
It's genius marketing to me. None of the work, all of the reward.
it was still Dapper Fest.
All of those people, don't forget about that. They go, what is that small sign covering the L and part of the O? Who cares? Let's go do a bunch of drugs and act
Yeah.
stupid.
They got music at the drug festival this year.
Yeah, we all know about doing drugs at Dapper Fest.
Tell me
Everybody
about
was on ecstasy.
Oh,
So
doesn't
much
that sound
robbing.
nice? Doesn't that sound nice? Just everybody doing ecstasy and like listening to, I don't know, just a little live Frank Ocean.
Yeah, let's start. But see, we could become the next Fyre Festival because you get that
Get Frank
documentary.
Ocean. Everybody does ecstasy and rubs on each other. Cause I've been thinking about forever.
I'm even fucked up on ecstasy. Like, this is
You have to be.
incredible. I'm just touching Frank. We're on a first name basis.
At that point, if we're throwing the festival, we are.
Yeah. Well, that just shows, like I said, that documentary is the perfect example. I think a lot of people, I have that in my head where I like come up with a crazy idea. And I'm like, you know what? It's not that far-fetched. And I sleep on it and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, there's no fucking way that would ever work.
No.
But if I didn't have that little like regulation in my brain, I would be, and I throw some crazy ideas at you.
You do.
And we do some crazy shit.
We do.
Imagine if I was unfiltered.
Let's fucking go.
What would Dapper Fest be if we were unfiltered? Let's put it out into the universe.
Okay, so I definitely think there's going to be a lot of music throughout the day. So I'm thinking something very similar to like a Lollapalooza. Activity-wise, beer dart league during the day.
Just for anyone?
Yeah, just for
Just
anyone.
a bunch of fucked up people
Just a
throwing
bunch
darts?
of fucked up people throwing darts.
Right, yeah. See, this is where I got to jump in and say the insurance is going to be insane.
Yeah, I'm not saying it
You're
isn't.
going to have to suck a dick for the insurance.
You got to sign a waiver.
No, you got to suck a dick.
But what
Everyone
if
who
but what
wants
if
to
I
play
get
has
there?
to suck a dick.
But what if I get there and he's just like, well, you can pay me later.
Or we could just not pay him. See,
Yeah.
you're not frugal. Save $10,000 so
And
you
just not pay him?
kiss the head of a dick a little bit. No, because you're sucking his dick. Okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm cheaper than I'm a cheap guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're
I'm not
that
sucking
cheap.
it. I'm not that cheap.
Whatever. Anyway, beer darts.
Beer darts. I definitely think a Dapper Dad's Demolition Derby has a nice ring to it.
So we're just really going.
Oh yeah,
It's
we're
way
going
out there.
all out for this.
Okay.
Demolition Derby, beer darts. We gotta have a sponsor.
Foxy boxing.
Of course, Foxy Boxing and
Wet
Jello.
Foxy boxing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
In
All right.
Jello, but kiddie pools of Jello. Actually, I'm thinking boxing ring full of Jello.
I'm thinking full pool.
Just a big pool full of
Whoever
Jello.
makes it out, makes it out.
Yeah, true.
There's another waiver. There are going to be a lot of waivers.
You're gonna have to suck a lot of dicks.
Yeah, everybody's going to have to. It's going to make it's honestly at the
Gotta
end of
gotta have a dick sucking booth. I feel
the,
like
at
blowjob booth.
it doesn't make
not-
it better because you
it's-
changed the terminology. What is
it's
this? The
not-
gathering of the Juggalos?
It's not labeled
Lot of
as a
face paint.
blowjob booth, but you know you can go there and get your dick sucked.
Okay, there's just too many implications there.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
all about the
18 and over?
implication.
No, this just isn't going to work.
Of course, it's
That just-
18 and over. Jesus,
that just
this is an
doesn't
adult
work.
music festival.
No, music festivals are adult music festivals. You know how many fucked up teenagers I have to look at every
Yeah.
time I'm somewhere?
I'm not saying teenagers aren't going to get in. We'll look the other way.
So they can get their dick sucked and or suck dicks?
Did you not
This is
want
gonna
people to
be-
look the other way so you could get your dick sucked when you were a teenager?
Yeah, but nobody did. And
Yeah,
look,
so
now
why
I'm
don't we
well-adjusted.
give that to people?
Because then they have unrealistic expectations of going to music festivals and getting their little teenage dick sucked.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot wrong with that.
I beg to
As the
differ.
festival owner, there is an incredible amount of.
I
things
think
wrong
if
with
you
that.
want to get your dick sucked at a music festival, you should be able to get your dick sucked.
I mean, I like to agree with you, but since I've become a businessman in the past year and a half, we've been doing this. I can't get behind.
Businessman me says no, but
Yeah.
party me says yes.
Yeah, well, that's the constant conflict of our lives.
Yeah.
Normal, well-adjusted me, and then fucking party me. You just let party me out.
Party me.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Party me's a great guy. I love Party me.
He's great, but he has some radical ideas that are not going to be looked upon.
Yeah, you shouldn't read his pamphlets at all.
No,
He prints them.
no, he prints them on what looks like money and then hands them to you like a tip, and it's never money.
And it's just propaganda.
It's just propaganda. Is it sponsored by? Oh, never mind. I was gonna-
Our favorite beers.
yeah.
So PBR and Budweiser.
Mm-hmm.
We should also get Busch Light in there. I feel like, we've had enough of it.
But yeah, I mean, it's grown on me. I don't like to admit
Have a
that.
curds corner of the festival where there's Busch Light and cheese curds to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
What would Matt the God's area be?
Candy.
Lots of candy.
Yeah, exotic foods and liquors. Do you know what
Exotic
I mean?
foods, liquors,
It
and
smells
candy.
horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on over
Like
there.
every car trip when he buys something that no one else eats and he opens it and you're just like, what the fuck is this? But it brings him joy. So
I
you're
think
happy.
next car ride I'm gonna get one of those gas station pickles they need in the car.
He hates pickles.
I know.
Is it gonna be a hot pickle?
Of course it's gonna be a hot mama.
Oh, those big, thick ones.
Oh yeah, I got a Big Daddy at the gas station the other day, and I put it in that coat pocket, and then I forgot about it.
What the fuck is a Big Daddy?
It's just a big dill pickle.
big dildo.
Yeah, big dildo, big dill pickle, and then they have the hot mamas, which are the spicy pickles, and then they have the garlic joes, which are like garlic dill pickles.
I had my first hot mama in the 5th grade. One of those after school functions where you come back, and it was on a stick. My dad loved hot mama pickles so much that one year for his birthday when I was a little kid, my mom went to a mobile gas station and she just bought like a whole case of hot mama pickles from him, and he came home and he was mad about it for some reason. I don't remember sounds
why,
about
but he
right.
was just mad about it.
Our dads are always mad at the weirdest moments.
Like,
That's
I remember
the-
him specifically being upset about it and my mom being like really, really sad. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
ask her this story so I can get some
Yeah,
clarification.
bring that up for
on it.
her.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, Ma, I know we don't see each other as much as we'd like. I'm here to remind you some trauma.
Yeah. You remember how my dad was like, fuck you?
Why is my voice that high when I'm talking to my mom?
Because you like to remind her when you were
A small
young
when I was
and
little.
slim. Yeah, less full of shit.
Yeah.
Less shitty in general.
Yeah.
I came across, I think it's currently unreleased, but a Teanna Trump interview today on a radio station, and she said some things. Like, they asked what the crazy... This was just in 1-minute segments on Twitter. I'm very excited to see the full video. The first one I clicked on because it was being talked about quite a bit. I just kept seeing people go, the Teanna Trump interview, with like upset faces. And I was like, So they asked her what the craziest thing she's done in porn is. And she was like, I've done a blow bang. My favorite part of this, because I wasn't that disgusted by what was about to come out of my mouth, of course. But she kept going, yeah, it was just crazy because there were so many different coms. I like when people say coms. It's just like, just different types of coms. And all the coms were on my face, and I had to eat all the coms. And like when people say coms, plural,
I don't like
is
it.
Like my favorite thing.
I just don't like
big
it.
coms.
I don't. I like saying big coms, but I don't like the idea of multiple different coms.
Yeah, she said
So
they're
many
very different.
Different coms.
Yeah, different coms.
Like consistencies.
I think it was just everything: taste, consistency, color, amount. I mean, there's a lot of.
Everything is blue.
Yeah, a lot of blue comes.
A real nice sparkly green one.
I'm blue and I'm coming right now. That song.
On Teanna Trump. Yeah, that's a classic.
That's my favorite remix. Love hearing that at the club. But she said what the craziest sex scene is that they put a bunch of gummies in. I'm trying to think of who the porn star was, but they put a bunch of gummies in a porn star's ass and they fucked her until they melted, and then she shit them into Teanna Trump's mouth. What do you think about that? Does that do it for you?
Not at all. Not a single bit, actually. Nothing about that.
You wouldn't watch it?
I'd watch it.
Yeah, you watch it a lot.
Wouldn't get off to it.
Debatable.
Yeah, depends on how many times I watch it.
Yeah.
By about the 7th or 8th one, you're like...
Yeah, you're just doing the light stroke to see what's happening.
You start scratching your nuts because, you're alone. You might give it the old twist and pull. And, you're just sitting there. And, eventually you're just getting a little hard because you're reviewing this porno over and over again.
There's definitely sex happening, so
you don't want to let it go to waste, so it's a questionable tug. But do I...
all I have is questionable
Do
tugs.
I finish to this, or do I just... use this as the appetizer for the main meal that I'm going to look for.
Well, maybe
after this.
you got to watch the whole thing. Maybe you jump back. Maybe when the fucking was happening, it was really hot and good. But then you fuck up and it clips to the part where she's shitting.
And that's when I come.
Melted gummies into Teanna Trump.
So melted gummies with cum.
Yeah.
Cummies?
I don't like that
I
at
don't
all.
like that word at all.
Big cums.
Yeah, big cums. Big
gum cums.
Big cummy bears.
No, let's not do that. She also said they asked her how she got into porn, and she said when she was a senior in high school, her body count was I don't want to fudge the number here, but I believe 87.
Okay.
Senior in high school, she was just going to colleges, and she would fuck any man. Which then I was like,
any
son
man,
of a bitch. Yeah, and she said literally like any dude, and she would keep a journal about their names so she would remember how many people she's fucked. And their names and if it was worth it and like dick size. She had like a little burn book.
Not bad.
And I was like,
it's a bad bitch move.
What I would have given to be in any of those colleges
at any given point in time.
Imagine
walking down the hallway and
pre-porn
Teanna Trump comes up to you.
She sucks your dick aggressively. And then you
find out you're the worst one in her burn book. What do you do then?
That's fine.
You're cool with it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine with being a bad lay in Teanna Trump's...
I'll take the dog-eared page in that book that she shows to people.
Ooh.
And it's like, this is the worst. Just because fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
I'll take that ranking.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be
pre-porn.
I'll be a notch in that.
And then when
what's wrong with post-porn?
No, because you got in before you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those 87
there's like an
guys.
exclusivity there.
Yeah.
It's like seeing Frank Ocean at a bar back in the day,
And fucking him.
Yeah, and fucking him afterwards. Probably could have happened. He would have wrote a song about you.
Oh, could you imagine? I'm thinking about you?
Ooh. Your self-control?
Oh. I wish we had grown up on the same advice.
And our time was right.
Yeah.
Keep a place.
Yeah, it's all of Blonde is about me, and I'm like, you know what, boys? I don't know how to tell you this, but I had a wild summer.
I'll sleep between y'all. It's nothing.
But imagine like you fucked Teanna Trump, and then you're just watching porn one day, and she just comes out, and you're like, I fucked her.
I fucked that girl. Would you jerk off to it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I already
for
do.
sure.
Like anything's gonna change.
I don't know. I feel like
I
it'd be
would
weird
miss
to.
it.
It'd be weird to jerk off to like professional porn of somebody that you fucked. I feel like there's like an oddness there.
I mean, it's different, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It
like
doesn't happen every day.
That's what I'm
probably, Unless your
saying.
life is fucking radical.
yeah, unless you got the coolest life.
Yeah, you can't even watch porn anymore because you fucked all of them.
Yeah.
Fuck
What do
it.
you do?
That's fine with me.
You've
Again,
won.
yeah.
I'll die
Y'all
on that
win.
hill.
Yeah, man, I don't know. And then, yeah, basically she fucked so many dudes that her friend was like, you should just get paid for this. And then she was like, you know what? You're not wrong.
It's not a bad move.
And she went to prison because she was driving a bunch of weed to a different state with her boyfriend who was the one doing it. And he went to sleep, so she drove and got pulled over. So she took the charge.
That's shitty.
Yeah, but that's a bad bitch. She took the charge for it?
Did they break up?
It seemed like it, yeah.
Nah, that sucks.
Yeah. She had to go to prison for 6 months. And then it was in her probation or parole that she couldn't be in porn. That's why she was gone for so long. This all I've heard this.
Been doing some light reading.
Yeah, you know, Twitter's crazy. I don't look into it.
Yeah, those threads, they just go on forever sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely haven't been doing any extensive research in the bathroom at work, huh?
No, I mean, I don't shit in public places.
I don't think you shit.
I shit. You've heard about my shit.
I've heard about them.
You know.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm working with. You want to see one?
Yeah.
All right, I'll send you a nice one. I haven't been drinking that much though, so they haven't been crazy.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't
Real
had
run of the mill.
I haven't had a drink in a minute.
Yeah,
That's changing tonight, boys.
I did last Saturday. I got very, very drunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna get very.
I
very
got so drunk
tonight.
that my stomach hurt so bad because I was so full of liquor
You
and I was
told me
just
that.
jumping and dancing.
Yeah, a lot of liquor and jumping doesn't really equate to the best of times, or it does equate to the best of times.
I had a great time, but I felt just like crazy, like when you're like pregnant with liquor. Well, just beer. It was all just beer.
Just beers.
Just a lot of beers.
That's why you felt sick. It was all beers.
Yeah, there was just so much beer in
Little
my
beer
fucking
baby.
body, and beer and bangers.
You got a beer baby. You got an ottoman baby. You got everything.
beer and bangers, and that woman in that fur coat that took a tumble
Some guys just have
and
it
gave
all.
me her clout goggles.
Yeah, gave you.
Yeah.
That's a liberal statement.
Well, if someone falls down and their glasses pop off because they took Sasha's pill, and you try to give them to them and they're not ready to receive them because they're picking themselves off the ground, I'm not going to pick a woman up. Not in this day and age.
Not in this political climate.
You can lift women up like emotionally and be supportive. 'cause
Physically?
women
No.
are great. No, you can't touch women.
Nope.
You don't know.
No,
Even if you do know them,
it's still a fine line.
yeah, you got to be very careful.
Yeah, you'll try to get famous. You'll get me too, just because you got into an argument with a girl one time.
Yeah. And you think you trip her, but she was just really high heels.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of liquid on the floor. And that wasn't probably from you.
I can't wait to hear all about the horrible things you did at this club.
Could you imagine? I'd be like, a lot of things happened there. I seen that woman's titty that last time
Yeah.
I was there. It's
You
just
saw-
getting weirder, honestly. We got to go back soon because it's just getting weirder.
And I want to go back when it's getting extravagantly weird.
Yeah, and it's getting there. It's just so fun to me because like you walk in that bar and it's like a little secret. You know what I mean? You're in the front, you get one beer, a woman cuts you in line, and you're just like they're listening to like the live versions of albums that were recorded. It's all very weird there, and then you stumble in the back and it's just
Fucking weird.
and everybody's
great.
fucked up.
Yeah.
There, like heroically drunk.
Boathouse knows what he's doing
Yeah, but he looks so angry about
all
it.
the time.
I know.
He put out a single with Johnny Jones today, and he looks so angry on the cover.
Yeah, and he seems like he's having a great time.
Yeah, seems like a super nice guy.
I mean, yeah, super nice guy that just looks like a asshole.
He's just got resting bitch face.
yeah, like you,
Oh yeah,
like me,
like us
like
both.
everyone from this city. I've been told
Yeah, pretty much. We have a face here in Rockford.
it's a very specific look.
Yeah,
It takes years to craft.
a lot of hate
Is it?
towards life.
You don't hate anything,
I don't.
Mr. Old Happy, Mr. Slim. You're walking down the street with the puppies and rainbows.
That is nice.
Just
Man, I would love
joking.
some puppies and rainbows.
I'd like to be able to walk down the street and not have my face hurt. I'm looking forward to that one day.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for spring.
Yeah, the winter is just cramming it all into this month.
Yeah, like literally, like this week it feels like this upcoming
And
week.
next week's
Next
gonna be
week is gonna
negative
be-
20.
Yeah, just
Can't wait.
because.
My car, the whole right here, it was hot as a bitch, and the back like windows still will not defrost. No, matter how hot
there
it
is
gets in
ice on the inside of
You know
my
what
windshield.
happened to me today? It's so cold today, as of recording. It's negative, whatever. So I wake up and the whole inside is frozen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Which
was
happens
mine.
a lot. I feel like there's a leak with air that
A
gets
draft
into
or something.
Somehow, because I'll look at other people's cars.
And it's not like that.
No one has this problem.
No, I
So I'm
have
like,
this problem.
Yeah, it's just our shitty cars. I'm like, somewhere there's air getting in and it's freezing the inside.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll defrost my car. This morning, I did it for 15 minutes. Didn't do a fucking thing.
Didn't do a fucking thing.
Driving, like, if I don't hit someone and murder them because
It's a
just
miracle.
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
you
so
get, like,
scared
you get,
driving
like,
to
a
work this
little
morning.
patch like
yeah,
this,
literally.
and you're at four-way stops, and you're like, I think there's no cars, but we're
Oh,
gonna
it was
see
so
right
bad
now.
this morning because it was so sunny outside.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
when
then
it's
the sun
sunny,
reflects
it just
and
blinds.
there's 2 layers of frost.
Yeah.
And you're like, motherfucker.
I'm like bent over
It's
in the
the
car
only-
like this, ripping my jewel, trying to see through a square the size of a credit card and make sure I don't T-bone anybody. It's like, good Lord.
It's the only time I'm like, I wish there was no sign.
The cops can't tell if I have a seatbelt on or not because they can't see into
Yeah,
the
I know.
fucking
I'm always
car.
like, I hope I don't get pulled over before my car defrosts. But then, so I'm dealing with that, but that's just pretty run of the mill in
That's
the winter
life
for
these
me.
days, yeah.
So then I park, I go to shut my car off, and then I go to release the key, and it won't come out. Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah.
That is a panic that you don't realize can happen
Until it does.
Because you do it, and then you're like, what? So you like click it over, and then you're like, am I doing? Then you feel like, because it's just one of those motions you do without ever thinking.
Yeah.
Like, am I doing something different? And my key and the like ignition part where the key goes in was so cold it was hurting my fingers to try
Yeah.
to fuck with it. And then you have that like overwhelming panic because you're like, well, what do I do? No one ever taught me about this.
No.
I didn't know this could happen. What am I supposed to do? And then I'm like Googling it, and then it's like, crank your wheel back and forth. Nothing's working. And I'm trying all this shit, and then I'm like, what do you do? Like, I can't, my car's not off. It's gonna die. It's like negative 800 degrees
Yeah.
out here. I'm surprised it's even alive.
I asked my
right
boss
now.
today, I was like, can I go out and just start my car to make sure it still works?
Yeah.
And she was like, yes.
And so yeah, finally I kept Googling this like 10 minutes of me like panicking, because then I'm like, do I get hot water and pour it in the keyhole? That doesn't seem
No,
right.
that doesn't seem
But
right
that's
at all.
that's my first one. You know what I mean?
Here's an actual dad tip for you. If you have your like lock frozen in the winter or something frozen in the winter, don't do hot water. Heat up rubbing alcohol because the
Yeah.
alcohol doesn't freeze and it's warm, so it'll fix it.
You can still on your like outside lock, you can still do warm water though. I've done that. It's just on like your windows, and probably the ignition isn't ideal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like trying to think. Then finally I Googled, and someone's like, just like start it again, put it in the drive, and then just jam it into park as hard as you can and see what happens. And I did it, and it worked.
Interesting.
So I was like, all right. And then later in the day, because I realized this morning when I walk out and I'm starting my car that my like back driver's tire is incredibly low.
Mhm.
But I was like, I'm not gonna fiddle with this right now.
Yeah.
That's a later problem. But I knew it was probably something I should fix before coming all the way out here.
Mm-hmm.
So then, before I came out here, I'm trying to fix it. It was on, I don't know exactly what the tires are supposed to be inflated to because I couldn't read it because they're so fucking filthy and salty. But it was at 8 PSI, which I feel like is a little on
Very
the,
low.
on the lower end.
Little low.
Which it still didn't look 8 PSI low because I'm like, you only have 8? Like,
There's only
I do it
8?
to like 30 and I think it's
Yeah.
like 36 or something. And I was like, 8? How are you even here right now?
How? What?
And I
what
always
is there
worry.
8 of in you?
Then I always worry I'm going to inflate it and it's just going to be like, no. But what happens is in my trunk, I have one of those things that you plug into your cigarette lighter to like pump the air into it.
Yeah.
And like an air compressor, but like a car one. So I get it out of my trunk, which I also have an issue where my trunk fills with water unless it's cold
We got to
out.
get new cars this
Yeah,
year.
it's my biggest goal.
Yeah, get a new car this year?
Yeah.
Same.
But I think it's like, I want to get into this much, but I think I figured it out. But I don't know because now it's been cold and it's just frozen. So I get it out of the trunk and I slam the trunk close and it doesn't close. And I was like, whatever, because it's just frozen and I think ice had fallen. So I'm filling up this tire. My side mirrors had become completely just iced over, not even frosted, just solid ice. And I use my mirrors a lot. I know, crazy. No one else seems to at all,
know.
ever. But I was like, let me get this off. So I had a little bit of like that spray shit you can buy to like quickly defrost shit. And I was able to get the driver's side one clear. But I'm like wearing gloves and they're not doing shit. My fingers. And when your fingers get cold, if you touch snow or ice too much, they feel like they get fat.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Really
I
fat.
hate that.
And it
lasts
hurts.
it
Yeah.
hurts so bad and they feel so fat and stupid and like insane and I can't get it to go away.
And it feels like they're moving slow when you go like
Yeah.
flex them and stuff like
And
that.
you think you're going to get in a fight and you won't be able to make a proper fist to punch someone.
Yeah, because it's just going to go real real slow, and then you realize you're dreaming the whole time, and you wake up and you passed out because of the cold.
Why can't
And I wake up.
Slim, wake up.
I hate when you do that so much. I hate it so much.
Anyway, so I'm working on those. The tire's finally full. So then I go to close my trunk, and it had frozen to where it wouldn't close. You know what I mean?
It's
like
too
the
cold
latch,
outside.
Like the latch, and when I opened it, just froze like in like the locked position.
My
so I'm just slamming it, and I'm like, "Come on!"
My driver's side door is doing this scary noise when I open it because it's so cold. Where it's like,
oh yeah, yeah.
Like you feel it's just like gonna break off because it's frozen.
And your whole car just feels so like powered down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like it feels like it
when
won't rev.
It feels so heavy and like fucked up. And you're like, how do cars even work through this?
How does if this thing makes it through the winter, I don't know. I'll suck a dick. I'll suck a dick for the brand if this car makes it through the winter.
Better make it.
It dies tonight.
Yeah.
I call you. I'm like, come pick me up. You're like, I'm 45 minutes away.
Yeah. I'm like, not unless you're sucking dick, and you made it clear you're only gonna do it if it works.
Well, I suppose if you came all the way out here, I don't have any gas money. Wink.
I like this scenario a lot. So then, yeah, I'm like, I don't have time for this shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I went inside and I got a cup of hot water, and I just threw it like into the thing, and I just slammed it as hard as I could, and it closed. It's probably frozen.
It's absolutely frozen shut now.
But I'm just not going to open my trunk for a while.
Not till
I
spring.
can't open up the other doors in my car. Some days I can't open up my driver's door.
Some days.
So yeah, when it stops being cold, it'll be nice.